Well, here we have Fancy. She's making dinner for us tonight. The raw meat has already been handled.
Yes. So I'm making chicken parm, and all of my recipes are super quick, super simple. Like I've told y'all before, we work a lot. So we've got a lot going on. We've got kids' activities, and so we got to really keep things easy, easy, easy. So I'm just going to show you everything I do. Pretty much your ingredients you have or can run by the store and get in 10 minutes. And you can have at the most 20-minute prep time, and then maybe 20-minute cook time. So within an hour you're eating, and so it's no big deal. So I can get this done, pop it in the oven. We can do some homework. Maverick's actually right now pulling out his schoolwork, getting things ready to go. So here's the deal. How I make my chicken parm is I just always keep breadcrumbs in the house, always. We stopped by the store after school and got Parmesan cheese and mozzarella cheese. We're gonna make this with the Parmesan cheese. It takes half a cup of Parmesan cheese and about a half a cup of breadcrumbs. You can also look, I just poured it in here. I don't really measure it. And then I add some coarse pepper. Again, we do ranch style cooking, so we like everything super, super seasoned. I cook with garlic, salt, and coarse pepper. So I kind of get that mixture going. So these are things I have all the time. I like McCormick's garlic salt. I don't like the coarse garlic salt when I'm cooking most of my recipes. So that's what I use. And then you want to do some olive oil. I would do about 1/4 cup probably to start off. You may have to mix more. That may not be enough for all your chicken. So you just take your raw chicken. I take it right out of the package. You're gonna dip it in your olive oil and then cover it with the cheese. Sometimes I have to make this mixture twice, just depending on how many I'm making. How many of these little chicken tenders. I use boneless, skinless chicken tenders. You can do this with breast, but for me, I like to cook with the chicken tenders because they cook so much faster and dinner just gets ready quicker. If I'm doing this with a great big old chicken breast, it's gonna take a lot longer to cook, and we're usually, by the time I'm done working and I'm getting ready to cook, we wanna eat within the hour, so I don't want things to take too long to prepare. So we're gonna cut, and we're gonna get these all done and in the pan, and then I'll show you what happens next. It's pretty quick and simple, but every recipe I share, you're gonna see I'm a very simple cook, but the food is really, really good. So this mixture that I made is olive oil, a little garlic, salt, and pepper, and then I've always added the seasoning to the breadcrumbs and the Parmesan as well. We'll be back. So once I get these all in the pan, and I always make sure that I have sprayed the pan with some Pam or olive oil, whichever one. And then I go back over the top and garlic, salt, and pepper the mixture just a little bit, just to make sure it's ready to go. Then I'm gonna pop these in the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes. And while these are cooking, in the meantime, I like to do, that's gonna go on the top of this, I like to use traditional ragu. I'm very particular. You may have to open this. Hold on.
Oh, I'm good for something more than raw meat. I open the jars.
You just pour it in, and let me get my hand wiped off real quick. And then I add garlic salt and pepper, plenty of garlic salt, and plenty of pepper. We like a lot of seasoning with this crew.
We like our food to taste good.
Yeah. And then I get that started. I'm gonna heat that up. So while this is cooking for 20 minutes, I'm heating this. I'm getting our green beans. We always do green beans and corn, and I'll go ahead and cook the spaghetti noodles. I'll show you a little bit about that too. and we'll get this going. So this is literally gonna be a 20-minute, 30-minute ready dinner. So this is something I can just run home and get made and pop in the oven, and we're eating quickly. Okay? Another tip I have for you young girls watching that like to cook, especially if my daughter is watching, this is for you, is as you're cooking, clean in between. It will make your life so much easier if you, as you get things on the stove, just go ahead and get a hot paper towel. I like to, in the areas I'm cooking, I think it's more sanitary to use a paper towel than a washcloth. I don't want to get chicken breast or anything like that. I'm washing my hands constantly as I'm cooking, but I'm cleaning off my surface over and over, Waverly, over again. And then when you get done, guess what's so wonderful about doing this as you go? As y'all can tell, I'm a little OCD about this. All this will already be in the dishwasher. I'm gonna load the dishwasher as I go. So then when we get done, the only really dishes that have to be washed are the plates that we have eaten on. And Shay usually does that. I have the philosophy, I cook, someone else can help clean at the end, but I do clean as I go. So it keeps it easy. So if I cook, somebody helps me clean. If Waverly cooks, she cleans. That's how we do it. When I'm down to my last 10 minutes of the chicken being done, I go ahead and get our spaghetti noodles in. We like ours broken, just for this simple fact, it makes it so much easier when you're feeding kids. They're already cut as they cook. So it's just super simple if you break them prior to putting them in. That's just something I've always done for my kiddos, to keep the strands smaller. And so I get the spaghetti on, put a little regular salt, and we add a little bit of pepper. So that's cooking in those. And now that'll give us, the green beans are on. Oh, that can go down. So this will give us a little bit of time to cook this. This just times everything well. So I just went ahead and loaded the dishwasher, got everything cleaned up, and this stuff ready to go on while the chicken was cooking. So now I've got it pretty much timed where this will be done right as the chicken's coming out. So it'll be easy. This gets done. I actually cranked it up a little bit. If you want it to cook a little faster, put it on 400. I was ready for it to get done, so I just cranked it up. And that's how I work. So then you're just gonna take your ragu that you seasoned and heated. You're gonna put just a little bit on each piece of chicken. It doesn't take much. Like, these are delicious. Absolutely.
One of Shay's faves.
Yes. And then I'll finish doing that, but then you're going to take some mozzarella cheese and sprinkle it along the top, and then we're just gonna melt it, and these are done. And how I tell my chicken is done is I just cut one of the ones in the center and just make sure that it's completely white through and through before I start to do this. So I'll keep you posted. All ready. These are ready to go. Just pop them back in. They're gonna go in maybe 5 minutes, and the spaghetti will be done. You'll have spaghetti with chicken on top. I'll show you the finished product. It'll be ready to go, but this is typically maybe 20 bucks to make this meal, and that would probably serve 6 people. This is what I would make for a family of 6. So dinner's about ready. We're getting excited. Noodles are just about perfect timing. Everything else is done.
Dinner ready?
Just about. You need to get a shirt on, okay? I know you're cold. What, you need to go put a shirt on.
Well, I'm hungry.
So the noodles are done. Can you see them? We're gonna drain them real quick. And then we are going to grab chicken. Got it? Out of the oven. Buttered rolls out of the oven. We are ready to eat. You like your dinner? I'm just wondering.
I love it.
Like your dinner?
Yeah, you said I could noodle.
I thought you were getting way too much. I thought your eyes were way bigger than your stomach, but you proved me wrong.